Cheers, Dan. Been lucky enough to be here at the Riverside many, many times. Never experienced an atmosphere like this. The fans have been at it since 7 o'clock. They're all on their feet. It's a full house here as Borough, looking for just the second league win of the season, come out onto the field. The Sunderland fans are over in the far corner away to our right-hand side. They're also on their feet, but they'll be rocked by the news that Ross Stewart has been injured in the warm-up and will miss out. 5 goals for him this season. How badly will his miss be? Patterson in goal then, O'Nien, Bart and Cirque in the back three for Sunderland. It's Gooch, Neal, Evans and Clark in the middle, and then it's Roberts and Pritchard up in support of Ellis Sims up top. One change for Borough, who were beaten late on at Watford last time out. Dale Fry comes in for the injured Darragh Lenihan. They have Roberts in goal. It's Clark, Fry and McNair at the back. Giles, Moyet, Howson, Crooks and Jones across the middle, with McGree just behind Rodrigo Muniz. Whoever tweeted TalkSport and said this is not a derby game. What are they on about, Mickey Gray? This is what football is all about.
These are the games that you look forward to. Let me tell you, playing in an atmosphere like this, it doesn't half get the juices flowing. It's absolutely fantastic. It's electric. The light show before kick-off got everybody going. Game's just about kicked off, and I've got to say, Mark, it's one of those evenings where you want to be on the pitch. You want to play in a game like this. You want to get the better of your closest rivals, i.e., Newcastle, but in this division, brilliant games to be involved in, and I love playing in them. I won a few of them. I scored a winner in one of these games, actually, at the Stadium of Light. We're beaten 1-0, but mate, this is the next best thing. Commentating on a game like this is just brilliant.
It is indeed. Shirt sleeve weather as well in the northeast. It's not often we get to say that these days. The red of Middlesbrough, the change strip, the blue of Sunderland. And it is just worth mentioning as well, the players warmed up tonight in T-shirts with a hashtag #AskMeWhy in support of a local charity to prevent suicide. Check out the website at Borough for that, all the details. A worthy cause, of course. But we are all set for action. How badly do you think Sunderland are going to miss Ross Stewart, Mickey? It's a hammer blow, isn't it?
Huge, and especially in the warm-up as well, and all the preparation for this game kind of gone out the window a little bit, because I'm sure Ross was a big part of what Sunderland were going to do this evening, but it gives Patrick Roberts the opportunity in the starting 11, and I keep talking about this. Win your battle first, get off to a bright start, first thing you do it right, and just bed yourself into the game, but know what this means to this area. It's a massive game to win.
Let's see Tony Mowbray, a warm handshake with Chris Wilder, back on his old stomping grounds, in the top 10 of former Borough players when they did their greatest ever poll in the local press. And he stands, hands in pockets, looks pretty nonplussed. He's been there, seen it, done it all before. We are underway at the Riverside in the Championship. It's Borough against Sunderland, and it's fever pitch at the Riverside, and a ball out early on for a Middlesbrough throw. All in red, they're going from left to right as we look down from the very back of the main stand, and they're going forward quickly. They're trying to get Muniz in behind, but Danny Bart heads it comfortably back to Anthony Patterson, who's all in yellow, and an early touch for the goalkeeper.
Well, as we can say, I think it is going to be one of those cagey starts. Middlesbrough are not even thinking about playing football in the first couple of minutes of this game, just getting the ball forward whenever they get the opportunity to try and get Muniz in behind. Danny Bass, Sirkin and O'Nien tried to use his pace, but Crooks and Mowat, they have to try and help him out in this game as much as they possibly can.
Crooks already got 2 goals this season, 11 in the league last year. Such an influential part of this side. He's a tall, rangy midfield player. He's trying to close the space down on Pritchard, who gets it back to Clark, just nudges it down. It's been a little bit scrappy early on here. A minute gone, still 0-0. And the ball given away though here, and a chance on the break now. McGree advancing forward. He's going to have a shot from fully 30 yards out, and it comes off a defender and out for a throw. And that was poor from Sunderland, and McGree there could have done better maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. He should have kept driving towards that 18-yard box. McGree, he got a fantastic opportunity from Dan Neal, giving the ball away in his own half. All he had to do was just open his body up and turn out and play the ball to his full-back. Went for the harder pass, They said don't make mistakes early in the game.
Well, here's a chance down the left. Cross comes in and the header just over the target. Rodrigo Muniz, who scored on his first full start for Borough last time out, but he heads over from about 10 yards out, but that was promising.
That's a chance. Ryan Giles, good little 1-2 over on that left-hand side. Ball's bouncing in the air. It's kind of a volley cross. We have to say Muniz has got nobody within 4 yards of him. He's just got to get higher above that header, and he's just got to try and keep it down and direct it toward goal. What a chance.
It was indeed. Youngster, 21 years of age. Ball is out for another throwing down below us. Dennis Sirkin will go down and collect the ball. Chris Wilder and Tony Mowbray stood side by side on the edge of their respective technical areas. Wilder needs a win to get them out of the bottom three tonight. Didn't expect to be there at this early stage of the season as Sirkin loses out the ball. Crooks did well to keep it in, and then a lovely flick past finds Howson. Howson then just steps away, moves the ball infield. Here now is Clark. Clark gets it out wide. He just asked a little bit too much there, and Gooch was all over Ryan Giles, and that was just another sloppy pass. But then Borough have won it back high up the field, and they advance forward now 25 yards out. They square the ball to Jones on the right hand side. Jones edge of the area looking for support. It arrives from Crooks, but again the pass is a poor one. There was almost a poor slip from Sirkin, but he got enough of the ball there. Jones has won it back, level with the edge of the area, whips the cross in, not cleared away initially. Been a bit harum-scarum, hasn't it, opening few minutes?
Well, Middlesbrough started the game very, very brightly, and they're looking to drive forward whenever they win the ball up high in the pitch. But it's Sunderland making mistakes, giving the ball away. Dan Neil, Lyndon Gooch, I think Pritchard giving the ball away as well, and you can see the challenges going in. What a challenge from Jones over on this right-hand side to win the ball back for his team. High up, and Middlesbrough again on the front foot.
And they are trying to get plenty of bodies forward. They're trying to get Giles down the left-hand side again. The cross is blocked low at source by 09, out for a throw-in. And we just saw there Matt Clark, who's playing in the back three, was well over the halfway line, wasn't he, for Borough?
Absolutely. You can see every Middlesbrough player now, apart from the goalkeeper, in Sunderland's half. And they're trying to win the ball high up the pitch, which gives them the opportunity. They've got more bodies forward then, and they're getting the ball out wide. They're using these wing-backs very, very well in the early stages.
4 gone, 0-0 if you just switched on TalkSport 2. Sunderland trying to win it in their right-back position, but again their clearance wasn't the best, and Borough are going to get it back. Pritchard bundled in, and he's maybe lucky to get away with that, and Sunderland now will look to play the ball forward. Sims is their outlet, and that was miscontrolled there by Dale Fry, and Sims really chasing a bit of a lost cause there, but he's won his side to throw in.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't too much pressure on him there, was there? I mean, it was a chance for him to clear it with his left foot first time. He tried to bring it down and be a little bit too clever, knowing that Sims was closing him down very sharpish, but just a little bit of a breather for Sunderland, which they probably need. I think this is the first occasion that they've actually got out of their own half.
Well, they've got it midway inside the Middlesbrough half, down their right-hand side, looking to work the throw in. The referee might want them to get on with this as they eventually get it back in play. Pritchard feeds it in. He was looking for the runner there, didn't find him, and Sunderland again have unnecessarily there bundled over a Borough player, and it's a free kick to Middlesbrough.
Yeah, no need for that challenge there coming in from Dan Neil. Just got to stand your ground on certain occasions. You can't win every single ball. You just got to be a little bit patient. There's going to be nerves within the players. That's why we've seen the mistakes.
And there's a mistake from Clark, and Jones has got in behind him here. He's waiting for the red shirts, pulls it back, chance blocked to the near post. Crooks with the effort, balloons it over the bar. Well, Jack Clark there, he's an attacking player by trade, but he was on the cover. The centre-half missed it. Clark went to clear it, he shanked it behind him, and Jones was in.
Well, you talk about the wing-backs, and we bigged them up before the game. They've been a big part of Middlesbrough early on in this game. This time Jones on the right-hand side, catching that ball from the mistake from Clark, and he puts a lovely ball into Muniz again, and Danny Bath, I think it was, who went to ground, who blocked the shot. It was a last-ditch challenge, but you can see they know that the ball's going to come in the area. Muniz has got to make movement like he has done.
Roberts is trying to get in behind Clark here. Clark stumbled. Roberts has dispossessed him. Tries to feed it to Sims. Sims feeds it for Pritchard, who's put it over from 12 yards. Glorious Sunderland chance early on. Well played, Roberts. Fed it to Sims. So unselfish. And Pritchard, unmarked 12 yards out, has got to hit the target.
Well, how many mistakes are we seeing in this game from defenders? This time, Middlesbrough making a mistake, holding on to the ball for too long. Brilliant play from Patrick Roberts to win the ball back. Then he played it into Sims, and I thought he could have took the strike on himself. Plays a lovely ball out to Pritchard. But Pritchard, the season and the start he's had has been fantastic, but he has to hit the target. You've got to keep it down. Just slide it past the goalkeeper.
Here's Jones again in down the right. Goes past Sirkin, gets it back to McNair. First time right-footed cross towards Munir's brave header. Could be a head clash here. I think the referee needs to stop this. He's letting it go on. Cross comes back into the Sunderland area. And Pritchard has a touch, and they'll play their way out of trouble here. The Sunderland player is now up on his feet, and now Ellis Sims is advancing over the halfway line. Two Borough defenders come across to him. I don't think Sunderland were too happy about that decision to play on, but the referee will deem he got it right. Still 0-0.
Well, I mean, head injuries. It's Luke O'Nien, who actually, it was a brilliant header, a clearance, but he's obviously made contact with somebody else's head, and he stayed on the ground. The referee's looking at it. Darren Bond, he's got to blow his whistle quicker than that, but then what happens is Luke O'Nien gets himself back to his feet and the ball comes back into the area.
Yes, Sims trying to win a corner, and he has won a corner. It comes off McNair, and it's behind, and the Sunderland bench is having a word with the fourth official down below us here. We've been playing almost 8 minutes. Middlesbrough 0, Sunderland 0. Both sides have had a chance. Muniz with a header over, but that chance for Pritchard, that was gilt-edged, wasn't it, from a former Premier League player, Mickey? Yeah. He's got to score, hasn't he?
It was huge. Brilliant. There was no pressure on him. The ball's rolling across his body. He's just got to curl it past Roberts in that Middlesbrough goal, but he just gets it completely wrong and skies it above the crossbar. What a chance.
Here's the short corner. Roberts has got it. Pritchard peels away. Cross comes in from Roberts towards the far post. It's over O'Nien, and they'll try and keep it in over on that far side. Evans in the end did well to win a throw in for Sunderland, and they'll have it level with the edge of the box over on the far side.
Well, to think that, you know, normal derby games are very frantic and fiery within the first 10 minutes. I mean, what are we, 9 minutes into the game now? It's been end to end. You know, two really good opportunities either side, but the football, you know, they're trying to get it in the right areas. Pritchard looks very lively for Sunderland, albeit that missed chance. But the two wing backs from Middlesbrough getting forward whenever they get the opportunity, making the pitch big. And Muniz has got to buy into that. He has to try and get on the end of those crosses.
Still 0-0. Those are the thoughts of Mickey Gray, former Sunderland and England man, alongside us here on TalkSport 2 tonight. What a week of football we've got for you across the TalkSport network. Plenty of it to come from Europe as Sunderland win another throw-in over on the far side. It starts tomorrow, triple header. Dinamo Zagreb against Chelsea on TalkSport 2, 5:45, followed by PSG Juventus in the Champions League. That's on TalkSport 2 as well. And over on TalkSport, Sevilla take on Manchester City. Adrian Durham will be hosting the coverage there. Sunderland have it on the right-hand side, looking to fire a ball in early on, and Liam Roberts all in greys across to get it. There was some conjecture that Zach Stefflin, the Manchester City loanee, would be back from injury tonight, but Roberts holds on to the gloves and he deals with that pretty comfortably.
Yeah, it was a lot of speaking going on before the game about a change in goal for Middlesbrough, but Roberts, he's kept his place. And it's probably one of those games where he's maybe thinking to his manager, right, I'm going to prove to you that I want to be your number one.
Here's Muniz now, holds it up, goes to ground, wins a free kick. That's more like it, isn't it? He's got to make himself big. If he's going to be up there on his own, he's got to deal with balls and do what he did, win free kicks.
Now, absolutely, a centre-forward's role when you're up there on your own is to hold the ball up. And as we talked about Middlesbrough, Crooks and Moa and McGree, they've got to try and back them up a little bit. If you hold on to that ball, as soon as you get your head up as a centre-forward, you're looking for midfield runners to bring them into play.
Alex Moore, the former Leeds, Barnsley, West Brom player, is stood over the free kick. Probably about 40 yards out from, 35 yards out from goal. He's way right, but his left foot, he's going to try and swing it in towards that far post. Sunderland are trying to hold a high line, edge of their 18-yard box. Here comes the delivery. It's all the way across to the far post. It's headed down into the ground and goes behind for a goal kick. Difficult there for Clark to get any kind of purchase on that header.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange free kick, if I'm completely honest with you, Mark. You know, it wasn't it was curled, but it was floated. There wasn't enough pace on it. It's kind of drifted away from the goal. It has to be a perfect header back across the 6-yard area. I just think you needed to keep that a little bit lower and put a bit more pace on that cross.
Jack Clark waits on this near side. He's often a target from the goal kicks, and it comes his way again. But Sims is going to go win the header. But it goes to Muniz over the halfway line. Bit of head tennis ensues. Muniz brings it down, tries to feed it to Crooks, and Chris Wilder can't believe that's not a free kick. He thought his on-loan centre-forward got a kick up the backside there.
And Darren Bourne just waved his arm to say, Sunderland throw in, get on with the game. Do you not know it's a derby?
Sunderland have it at the back. We've been playing almost 12 minutes already. It is still Middlesbrough 0, Sunderland 0. Pritchard with that glorious chance for Sunderland. If you just joined us, no Ross Stewart injured in the warm-up for Sunderland tonight. 5 goals in 7 for him coming into it. And he's out with what we believe is a thigh problem. Hopefully not too long-term from a Sunderland perspective. Roberts has come into the starting lineup, and to be fair, he started pretty well. Throwing for Middlesbrough, far side of the ground. Really good atmosphere here. Great to see the Riverside. The support is here, isn't it? They just want a team to support.
Yeah.
Can Chris Wilder deliver that for them? Not been a great start to the season, but it's a long old way yet in the Championship. We'll be there every step of the way on TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL. We're back in the Championship Friday night. Burnley-Norwich, what a game that promises to be. The only place you'll hear it on National Radio is here on TalkSport 2. As forward come Borough again. McGree just trying to feed the ball through. Crooks went down off the ball there, and the pass to Pritchard was easily intercepted by Howson, and Howson now feeds it infield. There could be a chance here. They're going to feed it wide. Giles drills across in. It was blocked. You have to say that Mort was very unselfish there. Maybe could have pulled the trigger from the edge of the area, and Sunderland are trying to break with Pritchard. Tries to feed it wide, just too far in front of Dan Neal, and it goes out for a throw-in. Still 0-0.
It's not happening for Sunderland, certainly in the final third. I keep talking about these mistakes, but they're happening too often. Patrick Roberts with a simple pass to get Sunderland off and running into the opposition's half, giving the ball away, whereas Middlesbrough are playing through the lines really, really well. They get into some superb areas out wide, and it's just that final bit of quality, that cross into the box, picking out one of your man.
Here's Winsley throwing over on the far side. Scored his first Borough goal at Watford last week. We're hoping to add to his tally. Had that early header that went just over the top. As they come forward with a diagonal switch, Jones trying to get in behind, but out came Patterson to claim it, and now he bowls it away. He's trying to get Clark away, but Crooks has intercepted it, and Crooks feeds it infield now. McGree back to Crooks, wide on the right, 4 red shirts waiting for the cross. Crooks going on his left foot. Is he going to pull the trigger? Great tackle, stops him, breaks for Howson. Back to McNair, 5-6 red shirts in the middle, but Howson's cross was easily cleared away, and Sims did really well to get possession back for Sunderland on the halfway line. Pritchard's going nowhere, but McNair fouls him. Big let off there for Sunderland, but Borough, you have to say, Mickey Gray, they're throwing loads of red shirts into the box.
Now, they've been excellent. Well, they're trying to win the ball high, and they've done it on numerous occasions, but now Anthony Patterson has got to try and read the situation of the game. If you're not got a strangled hold in the game and things aren't going your way, as a goalkeeper, take your 4, 5, 6 seconds, calm everybody down, and then you can start to play. He's rushing things, and Jack Clark was nearly over the halfway line. Middlesbrough, picked the ball up, and they're on the front foot. What I didn't like, what I saw in that move, was Jack Clark, after the ball didn't come to him, he trotted his way back in, and Middlesbrough nearly got a strike off before he actually reacted to it.
Well, we've seen Jack Clark playing wing-back all season for Sunderland, as Sunderland are trying to work it through the middle of the field here, and they're going to come across to Clark now, who's got Pritchard in front of him. Clark, as he does, cuts in onto his right foot. Is he going to go outside or inside? He went for the curling shot and almost curled it the wrong way. It goes well behind, and he looks down at his boots as if to say, why did you let me down there? Still 0-0, but we've seen Clark playing at wing-back, and he's been tested a couple of times.
Yeah.
But Isaiah Jones is a completely different game, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The pace of him, he's in for a torrid night, isn't he, Clark?
Well, both sides there, Mark. Defensively, he's not at it. It's not his forte. It's not what he's out there to be. But he's got to try his best. But then again, when he gets in the opposition's half, he's now looking at Jones in a 1v1 situation. In his brain, he's probably saying, I'm not going to beat you on the outside, so I've got to try and get it onto that right foot as much as I possibly can.
Well, it is a strength of his. It's here at the back, Dale Fry, who comes in for Lenihan. The one change for Middlesbrough. McNair advances down the right-hand side, plays it infield to Johnny Howson. Howson finds Crooks. Crooks in turn finds McNair again, and Middlesbrough just happy to pop some passes off. Just a bit of a lull for the first time, and Borough just trying to get it down and play keep ball here. We've had 16 minutes already on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson, Mickey Gray and Dan Windle as Jones has got in behind Clark. Can he deliver the cross? First time he does to the penalty spot. Here's Muniz, misses his shot, and maybe, just maybe, he should have left that for Riley McGree, who was arriving at pace. 12 yards out, ball goes behind, still 0-0.
Well, Riley McGree, he's looking at Muniz there to say, what are you doing? He's backtracking. He's got to pivot on the ball with his right foot to get his shot away. And McGree is running onto it just for a side foot into the back of the net. Again, brilliant play from Jones again down this right-hand side. We talk about battles. He's winning that battle alongside Jack Clark so far in this game. Every single time he gets forward, he's getting so much space. Clark has got to try and sort that out. He's got to get some help from a centre-half or a midfield player. But again, superb move from Middlesbrough. But Muniz, what are you doing? Just get out of the way. I know you're a centre forward and you want to keep scoring goals, but the chance was there for McGree.
It was. Didn't arrive though at his feet, and now the ball given away over on the far side by Matt Clark, and Sunderland come flooding over the halfway line again, looking to feed it out. Now Jack Clark's got time. Can he drive into the box? Sims waiting far post. Clark tries to square it, and the ball put behind for a corner. Well, he might have his defensive frailties, Jack Clark, but he knows how to get into the opposition penalty area, and he's going to be a problem for Middlesbrough.
Mark, it's like it's a game of cat and mouse, isn't it, between Clark and Jones? Right, okay, you stay in the opposition's half, but if I win the ball, I've got 40 yards on you. You know, Clark's had a couple of opportunities to put great balls into the box. Again there, just that bad decision. You know, there was players in there making moves for him. You've got to pick him out.
Pritchard's going to swing in the corner towards the near post and almost headed into his own net by Muniz there. It's just over the top, and I think he was pretty relieved when he turned around and saw that one going goal bound. It's another corner for Sunderland.
Oh, I tell you what, Liam Robertson, that Middlesbrough goal, is a fortunate goalkeeper, because if that goes over the top of Muniz's head, it's going in the goal.
Yeah.
You know, we always ask that question, do you want somebody on the post? Well, Middlesbrough haven't got any players on the post now. We had it close enough to it, but that was a real scare.
It was indeed. They're going to play it short here. Roberts has got it on his left foot, pulls it back to Pritchard, corner of the area. He's going to swing one into the far post, with the keeper well positioned this time. Liam Roberts plucks it out of the air and looks to get Borough going forward quickly. 19 gone on TalkSport 2. It's Middlesbrough 0, Sunderland 0.
Entertaining game, Mark. Just, you know, glittered with a few mistakes, certainly from a Sunderland perspective, but Middlesbrough, on the other hand, have played some really good stuff. You know, you can talk about those energy levels. They've certainly showed that, and they've shown the intent to go out there and how to win a derby football match.
Well, that is the word, isn't it? The intent is there from both sides. They want to score goals here tonight as Borough take advantage of a play on from the official over on the far side. Then Moat is dispossessed, so Pritchard picks it up for Sunderland. Thought about going long, and Neil was caught there, and the referee will blow the whistle for a free kick. Well, he tried to play on, didn't he, the official there, Darren Bond, and it didn't quite work out for Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that, you know, because the game's flowing. Don't really want the referee to stop the game for fouls, but when a player goes to ground and Sunderland are on the attack, it's just a little bit of a shame. You know, with this different shape now, Mark, with Sunderland are playing, with Sims obviously playing through the middle and Pritchard and Robertson behind them, I think they've got to try and get them up the pitch a bit more. Sims is a bit isolated when the ball gets played forward. You know, he's kind of looking around thinking, right, okay, where's my midfield runners? Where's the help that I need? Because I'm stranded here at the moment. I'm on my own. I need some help.
The referee's having a long word with Alex Moat, who was the Middlesbrough player that gave away that free kick. 20 minutes gone here. Reminder, triple header tomorrow, triple header on Wednesday as well across the TalkSport network. Ajax against Rangers live on TalkSport 2 from 5:45 on Wednesday. We follow that up with Napoli Liverpool on TalkSport 2, and over on TalkSport Spurs Marseille. There's a free kick forward, and again Liam Roberts positions himself well and came out to collect it, and he bowls Matt Clark on his way. Matt Clark closed down by Roberts, and now they're going to play it long. They're looking for the run of McGree, who's got in behind here, and McGree's got to the byline. He volleys across into the area. Clark acrobatically clears it away. Pritchard flicks it up towards the halfway line. Well, that was well dealt with there by Clark, but now he's defending again as Jones comes forward down the right. Looks for the give and go. Instead it comes to McNair. Here now is Crooks. Back to Jones, back to Crooks. Borough playing Some nice football near side, but they need an end product on the end of it. They'll go back now. Here's Howson, who just drives towards the edge of the area, gets it away to Crooks. Can he turn and deliver a ball in? Well, they're camped in and around the area. Now they're going back to the left-hand side. Giles has it. Can he deliver the cross? Looks to go on the outside of Gooch. He's gone past Gooch, and Gooch brings him down. And that is a free kick. Well, that was a statement of intent there from Ryan Giles, and Gooch just chopped him down.
Yeah, I mean, Lyndon Gooch is having a word with the referee now, Darren Bond, just to say, no, I made contact with the ball. You know, he's still having a conversation with him, but, you know, 1v1 situation. These two wing-backs, Giles and Jones, have got the beating of Gooch and they've got the beating of Jack Clark. There's no doubt about it. Middlesbrough played some lovely football there. Patient football. Johnny Howson involved in it, but...
That was a terrible tackle, Mickey. That was a terrible tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the one before that as well, I think it was Moa on Dan Neal. Could have easily been a yellow card. I think the referee's been a little bit lenient at the moment, but Lyndon Gooch has got to watch himself. He's got to sort his own self out.
Here comes a free kick. Johnny Howson, right-footed. He's about 8 yards away from the corner flag. He's going to try and whip this one in. Everybody back for Sunderland. There's a one-man wall. There's actually a Middlesbrough play on the edge of that one-man wall. Here comes Howson now, whips it in near post, and the keeper punches it away, but the danger here, McGree volleys it into the ground, and it bounces over the top. If he hits the target there, surely he had to score, but Patterson in the end did well. It was a not your normal save, diving forward, punched it away at the near post, but that was another Borough chance.
Well, first of all, what a fantastic free kick. Patterson does ever so well to get down to his near post. But when that ball comes into the area, I mean, again, we're talking about players just being composed in the 6 or 18 yard area and just getting your laces through the ball there, Mark. He's got to hit the target. What a brilliant opportunity. And maybe you know, these interviews that we've heard from Chris Wilder being frustrated of his side, we're probably seeing it right now because they should be up. They should have scored 2 goals in this game already.
They should have done. Here's Sims giving chase, flicks the ball on, but there was nobody there. Clark was running up the touchline and the flick on went into the penalty area, and maybe just signs that Sims struggling to adapt. No Ross Stewart, remember, injured in the warm-up for Sunderland tonight. Hammer blow for them. A double in the win over Rotherham last week. That's a risky pass in the midfield, and to be fair, Borough did really well. Magrido hold on to possession, and now he's trying to drive forward, but Crook's pass was just in front of him, and Sunderland turned the ball back over. Here now is Pritchard down the left. He's looking for runners in front of him. There's not too much to go at. Sims in the end showed for him. First time crossfield ball was a poor one there from Corey Evans. And the midfielders at the moment not getting the grip of this game. Here goes Howson now driving forward, going down the right hand side, looking to get it to Jones. He finds Crooks. Shirts waiting for the cross, but again they go across the field here to Matt Clark. Clark goes out wide on the Borough left. This has been a good source for them. Cross whipped in. Oh, great first touch, McGree! What a finish! What a goal! Brilliant first touch from Riley McGree. The cross in from Giles, and the finish is emphatic. Middlesbrough have got their goal. It's Borough 1, Sunderland 0.
Well, we can't say that goal was not coming because Middlesbrough have been the better side in this first half. Superb football yet again. And the guys we keep talking about, the 2 wing-backs, this time Giles, what a ball into the area, but I have to say, an unbelievable first touch from McGree. Out of his feet, onto his left foot, underneath Patterson in the Sunderland goal. It's a superb goal from Middlesbrough perspective. And you just listen to that crowd. They've been waiting for the goal. We've been waiting for that bit of quality. And boy, we've just seen it.
The ball in, it's probably about 3 foot off the floor, and he's just taken it on the run, killed it stone dead, and he's actually had a second there to pick his spot, but it's all about the ball in from that far side.
I tell you, Mark, Luke O'Nien gets a bit of contact on that. I mean, I don't know if it's the last touch. I hope from McGree's perspective it's not, because he deserves a goal, but Luke O'Nien's tried his best to try and get his foot in there, but I just keep going back to it. Middlesbrough have been the better side. They're playing a lot of football, and when Sunderland win the ball, they've got 2 players or 3 players in the opposition's half.
A long punt forward there, went high. I think the keeper Patterson actually lost that in the lights. There was a coming together edge of the box. Meniz went down with Danny Barton, the referee happy to play on. 1-0 Borough lead. And just what this game needed. Sunderland now have got to come out and have got to offer a little bit more than they have done. Tony Mowbray stands on the edge of his technical area. The first goal that Sunderland have conceded under his short reign. How will they respond? Oh, they've given it away, edge of their own area, Sunderland. And the ball headed away again. It was Roberts who gave it away. We mentioned in the build-up to that goal, Mickey, that both sets of midfielders just got to get a grip on this game, haven't they?
Absolutely. Too many mistakes.
Well, there's a chance now for Sunderland on the break, but a good interception from McNair, but Sunderland have got it back. Here now is Dennis Serkin. Finds Clark wide on the Sunderland left. Looking to run at Jones, who backs off. Clark cuts in on his right foot. Looking to go on the outside. Serkin's made a run. Clark slipped just as he went past Brown. And then the tackles go flying in. A couple of 50-50s there. And then Jones chops down Clark. And, well, I think he thought about a yellow card there, the referee. I'm with you. I think he could have given a couple already, but I think he realises the magnitude. He realises what's at stake tonight, and he thinks maybe if I go too early here as a referee, I could be in for a pretty awkward night.
I think he's expecting a bit of a fiery second half, Mark, so he's trying to keep his hand out of his pocket, Darren Bond, but that was a nasty one there from Jones. There was no way he was going to win that ball. He's given a free kick away, obviously, but it's starting to get a little bit fiery now. The big problem for Sunderland, they've got to get players further forward. Clark on the left-hand side, and definitely Lyndon Gooch over on that right-hand side. I don't actually think he's been over the halfway line yet.
Here's Pritchard, whips in the ball, powerful header, falls on the edge of the area to Evans, thought about hitting it, now he will hit it on his left foot, comes back to him, looking for support wide on the Sunderland right-hand side. Chance now for Gooch. Can Gooch go past his man? He has done. He's still got Evans in support. Evans to Roberts. Back to Evans, who will whip the cross, and it's a poor ball in. It's cleared away at the near post. And Muniz is backing in the Serkin. He goes down. And the referee not happy with that and gives a free kick. You have to say, the youngster's done pretty well there. And Middlesbrough now surrounding the referee, saying, well, he was the last man, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. You know, it was Dennis Serkin, I think, who made the foul, and he's hanging on to Muniz. I mean, it's just a clearance for Middlesbrough, 2v1 situation, and Muniz is getting the better of the two defenders. Strong play from the centre forward. Look, he's a long way away from goal. Granted, I give Serkin that, but you cannot be making fouls like that when you're the last man.
You cannot. Sunderland needs to find a little bit better quality into the penalty area. It's Middlesbrough 1, Sunderland 0, live on TalkSport 2, 29 on the clock. Riley McGree with a goal. Great first touch, created the chance, and the Riverside is rocking tonight as the Borough look for their second league win. Mowbray's encouraging his team to close the ball down a little bit quicker than they are doing as Clark is backtracking. He's got a header to his keeper, instead he hooks it over his head, and Pritchard does well to maintain possession, but he's got nowhere to go, just nudges it down the line. Roberts beaten to it, but will win a throw in. Sunderland are missing Stewart. I know that's an easy thing to say, but they are a threat when they've got those two up top, and Sims is working hard, but between the three central defenders, I think they feel quite confident they can deal with him.
Yeah, you're completely right, Mark. He's isolated up there on his own, Sims. He's got to work wonders whenever that ball comes anywhere near him. He's got to take 3 or 4 touches before he can actually get his head up and know that midfield players around to try and help him out. And I'm seeing Sunderland players hide because they're making mistakes. Middlesbrough are punishing them for that. And again, you know, this is a derby game. You've got to quieten the crowd. Well, they certainly haven't done that. Middlesbrough obviously taken the lead, and you just listen to this place. It's electric right now.
It is indeed. Go back to that chance on 6 minutes. Alex Pritchard, unmarked, 12 yards out, really should have hit the target. He missed, put it over the top, and Sunderland have been made to pay, but there's plenty of water to go under the bridge. As the ball worked forward, here now is Roberts, turns 30 yards out, this time he finds Neil. Neil gets it wide, 09 joining in wide on the right hand side, chance for the cross, deep over the keeper, and Jones tried to let that run out, and Clark got there in front of him. Clark kicked it in, but then Jones is racing away right from his own corner flag. Clark just saunters back, and the ball now with Howson on halfway. That battle between those two, I think, is going to be pivotal. Whoever comes out on top in those two, I think, is going to be on the winning side.
Well, we know who's coming out on top at the moment in the market. It's certainly not in a Sunderland shirt. Jack Clark is really, really struggling defensively, and Jones has been absolutely outstanding over on this right-hand side. His energy levels They've been absolutely first class so far.
They have. Clark this time wins a good header. Can he find Sims? No, he can't. And Jones waited for the ball over the top. Sirkin now will knock it back up to Sims, who does well. He holds off McNair. That was a bad challenge. Referee's playing advantage. Might come back to that one. Ball headed away, picked up in the heart of the midfield by Mowat, and they'll go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Sims is up on his feet, but I think McNair might get a talking to after that one. That was a poor challenge. Ball on halfway. Borough lead 1-0. 31 on the clock, live on TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL. Remember, Friday night, Burnley-Norwich. Live and exclusive. Dan Rindle in the chair for that one, as here comes Sunderland, and maybe just had a chance to feed in Sims there. They opted not to take it. They come to Sirkin, wide to Jack Clark. Clark cuts back in field, and here now is Evans, and just a bit of keep ball for Sunderland, who are just trying to work their way back into this one. Not a lot of movement up front though, is there, for Corey Evans? Nowhere to go.
It's so static. You know, you've got Pritchard on the ball, who's very clever. You've got Dan Neal, who can certainly see a pass, but when they get their head up, there's nobody there for them. And if you've got 3 centre-halves, Mark, and 1 guy, Mark, it's pretty difficult to find a centre-forward. I think Tony Mowbray might be better off even just putting Roberts alongside Sims. I know it's not his perfect position, but the system at the minute, for me, it's just not working for Sunderland.
It means they can go a little bit more direct to Sims if he's got someone up alongside him. He hasn't got that at the moment, and Sunderland are looking a little bit shaky for it. Ball brought down by Sirkin, who goes flying in. Referee happy to let that go. Crooks went down, he's back up on his feet, and Chris Wilder was only a couple of metres away. He didn't protest too greatly, so since there was probably nothing in that challenge, Borough leading by a 0-0, and Sunderland coming forward here. Neal has it, misplaces the pass, but Gooch should retain possession. O'Nien under pressure. Sunderland are going backwards here, but they do well to retain it, and now they get it away to Sirkin. That was well played from Sunderland, patient. They back their skill to get them out of a tight spot. Here's Pritchard, goes back. Danny Bart waits inside his own half. Back to O'Nien now. He's got a little bit of room to come forward. Roberts and Sims are trying to push on into the edge of the area. Ball wide on the Sunderland right. Roberts now comes for it, feeds it into Sims. Back to goal down the right hand side. Great sliding challenge, and it's out for a throw over on the far side.
Yeah, super challenge there. I think it was from Dale Fry on Sims. Read the situation. Sims tried to turn him with his first touch. Good defending.
Well, McNair did get a word, but it was only a passing one from the referee. It's almost one of them nights where you can have one for free, isn't it? Yeah. Like the good old days, Mickey.
Absolutely, bring it back. Oh no.
Clark's giving it away. Muniz in the centre circle. Can he drive forward? Bart in front of him. The red shirt's arriving now. Jones has it on the right hand side. Jones trying to drive into the area, goes in and out, gets to the byline, pulls it back, and it's cleared away. Danny Bart, right place, right time, and Clark wins the throw-in, but that pass from Jack Clark was an awful one. Almost cost Sunderland the second goal.
I think Tony Mowbray has got to try and have a little word with Jack Clark in his ear, if he possibly can. Just say, look, calm yourself down a little bit. You're getting a little bit too giddy and excited. You're giving the ball away in crazy areas, and giving Middlesbrough the opportunity to break forward. Look, he's holding on to his knees already in the game, Mark. He looks absolutely shattered.
Yeah, he does. Ball on the halfway line. Borough play it forward. McGree's going to give chase. Ball cleared away though. Here is Jack Clark. Likes it going the other way. Tries to feed Sims, who was one-on-one there momentarily. And in fairness to Dale Fry, did the sensible thing, just knocks it out for a throw-in. 10 to go to the break. Middlesbrough 1, Sunderland 0. Middlesbrough have got a good recent record in this fixture. It's 150th time they've met in all competitions tonight. And they're unbeaten in the last 6 head-to-head meetings. Here now, Dennis Sirkin coming forward for Sunderland. Finds Clark. Clark's going to run at Jones. He's going to go on the outside, and Jones just walks past him, but Jones poked it behind for a corner. Clark in the end did well there, Mickey. I saw you shake your head. As soon as Jack Clark knocks that pass, he might as well have just given him the ball, hadn't he?
It's like, what is it, reading the Beano when you open the book? I think that's what we used to say. I mean, Jones is just waiting for it. He's saying to Clark, come on, kick that ball past me and let's see who will win a foot race. He's got absolutely no chance. use your strength, get it onto your right foot and put the ball into the area.
Well, he did knock it behind, Jones. So Sunderland have got a set piece, and it might be a set piece that undoes the Borough. Ball to the far post, free header here, headed down. I think the referee has blown the whistle. There must have been an infringement there. I'll tell you what, I'm seeing the replay. I'm not sure what the foul was there.
Well, I mean, there's a thumbs up. I think it's from Paddy McNair, who Danny Batters alongside. Whether he's hanging on to him, and the referee's seen it very early. But other than that, Mark, I'm with you. I mean, I didn't see too much wrong with that. Yeah, there's a coming together. He's tugging his shirt.
09 has pulled the shirt of McNair, hasn't he, off the ball, and fair play to the official. That was the right call. Free kick for Middlesbrough. Riley McGree's goal on 25 minutes. The difference between the two at the moment, but plenty of time left here at the Riverside. Lots of European football to come throughout Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday across the TalkSport network. If you've got the TalkSport app, you can swipe left and right between the two. As McNair this time, well, surely he's got to get a booking this time. He's brought Pritchard down.
Yeah.
And he will get a booking, and I think he was on probably 90% of a booking for that earlier challenge, wasn't he?
He was, Mark. Yeah, I mean, he's caught Pritchard there as he played the ball around to McNair, but he pointed, didn't he, the referee, Dan Bond, to say, look, you've made 2 or 3 fouls now. I've let you get away with a couple, but no, that enough's enough. You need a yellow card now.
Pritchard will take the free kick. Tony Mowbray doesn't look very happy as he looks on. Down below us, Chris Wilder's trying to get some instructions on as well. Pritchard going to whip it in from the left, floats it towards the edge of the area. It's cleared away on the 18-yard box. Too easy. Serkins headed it straight up in the air, and they're going to have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper from a set piece there. And again, we mentioned it earlier on, Mickey, that quality of ball in from Sunderland hasn't quite been there. Up to press.
Yeah, I think the word, Mark, they're just not at it. I've seen Sunderland on numerous occasions this season. They've always looked sharp and lively. Whether the disappointment of Ross... Look, you can't. You've got to try and forget that as quick as you can. But whether it's still in a few of the players' heads that Ross Stewart got injured in the warm-up and we've had to change our tactics and system, I think it's still filtering with a few of the players.
Maybe it is. As Borough go forward, they lose the ball. Clark whips it towards Patrick Roberts. He's beaten to it. Howson is in there. Shakes off one challenge, realises he's not going to win the second one. Roberts' pass again, though, is a poor one, but he might get lucky. Pritchard gets it back off Matt Clark, and the blue shirts are going through the middle, but Dan Neal won't get on the end of that. But we're going to see another yellow card, this time Matt Clark, who chopped Pritchard down as he tried to play the through ball there to Dan Neal. And the yellow cards finally coming out of the pocket of the referee.
Well, Matt Clark's probably sensed a little bit of danger there, because it was an opportunity for Sunderland to break forward yet again, and it's that man Pritchard. They have to get him on the ball more, and you can see the run from Sims to the left hand side of him. I think it was Roberts on the right hand side as well, but just overplayed the pass into his path, and that's kind of been the story of the first half.
Here comes Sunderland then. They've played it short. They're looking for the crossfield switch. It'll loop up towards the far post. Danny Bart did well. It'll fall for Clark on the touchline. Cuts back under his right foot, drills it in near post, and it's cleared away by McNair. That was too easy, and now Jones is away. Oh, and that's going to be a yellow card for Pritchard. He's taken one for the team there. Jones is rolling round in agony. Pritchard apologises, but that was as cynical as they come, and Pritchard will be seeing yellow.
And Alex Pritchard there, I mean, he's just leaning over Isaiah Jones there, apologising. You mentioned it, Mark, it's taken one for the team, isn't it? In a foot race, there was absolutely no chance. Jones got himself into fifth gear, and I think Pritchard was still searching for 2 or 3, but yeah, I mean, he's brought him down. It was cynical, and rightly so. He gets a yellow card.
Yeah, yellow card for Pritchard. Jones is up on his feet. He's okay. And after not seeing any yellow cards, we just had 3 in 3 minutes there. I don't know, you can argue against either or any of them.
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, yeah, he's been quite lenient, hasn't he, the referee? Well, I think that, there's time and space for yellow cards. He let things flow, but nasty challenges. He's got to start booking a few, or it'll just get out of hand.
It will. Well, Evans has miscontrolled the edge of his own area. McGree tries to pick the pocket. McGree goes thundering in, wins the ball back. Has he got a chance to shoot? Looks for the give and go. McGree! Keeper down low, Patterson down low to his right to save it. That was neat football again from the Borough, almost doubling their advantage.
Well, he's got 1 goal, McGree, and he could actually have 3. Another superb effort from him. Little give and go with Muniz in the 18-yard area there, and he doesn't quite get the curl and bend on it with his left foot that he wants. It's not quite in the corner. It eventually becomes a simple save for Patterson, but this game comes down to chances, Mark. I mean, this game could actually be out of sight for Middlesbrough right now.
It could indeed. Paul Lowe here for Sunderland. Roberts with a bit of space to turn, feeds the ball away. Driving forward is Dan Neal. Support wide on the right. Here now is a chance for the cross from the right-hand side. 4 blue shirts waiting in the middle. Gooch turns his man. Gets the ball in towards Sims. Can't get the header. He'll fall here, though. Edge of the area, and Sirkin thunders one over the top. Really tight angle. He got hold of it, but he never had the control. It went ballooning over the bar. Still Borough 1, Sunderland 0.
Well, it's better from Sunderland, and it's better from Lyndon Gooch, who I've been willing to try and get him over that halfway line on a couple of occasions now. He's done it. Does very well, works the ball onto his left foot, decent ball into the area, aims for the right man Sims, just can't quite get above his marker. But then Sirkin, same thing. You know, he's never going to score from that angle and that far out with his left foot. You've got to take a touch and just compose yourself a little bit more.
3 to go to the break. Long ball forward, powerful header away from Danny Bart, but the ball's gone back into McGree. O'Nien jumps for it, wins it, brings it down. Pritchard beaten to it. Borough looking to break if they can. Crooks will feed it out wide. Here's Jones again up against Clark. Clark backing off. Jones has got support outside him from McNair. McNair to the byline, tries to float the cross. It's coming under the crossbar, and Patterson has to just pull it behind. 2 hands right underneath the crossbar, puts it behind for a corner kick.
I just wonder if Tony needs to get the players in at half time and change this system, Mark, because they've tried to match them up with obviously the 5 at the back, but it's not working. In this game, it is not working. He's got to try and get his full-backs or wing-backs a little bit more help, because Jones and Giles have been superb.
Well, here's a chance then. And Giles has come across to this right touchline to take it. It was his delivery that led to the opening goal. But this Borough have got a line of 5 waiting on the penalty spot. What's going to happen here? Ball whipped in towards the 6-yard box, headed away by Sims, falls on the volley, and it's pushed wide in the end. More on his wrong foot, really, there. He wanted that on his left foot. Right-footed, just spoons it wide, harmlessly wide. Still Middlesbrough 1, Sunderland 0.
Well, they kind of lined up as if they were all in a queue waiting to get on the bus. Yeah. It was a bit bizarre, but you can see the understanding. It's very difficult to mark players when they're all so close like that together. But again, you know, it's come out to the edge of the 18-yard area, and what is it? Mowat, I think, had the chance with the volley with his right foot, and you know, there's a player in front of him. He's got to try and just command it a little bit more and say, "This is my ball."
Well, punted up in the air by McNair. He'll come down on the halfway line. Muniz, how's your touch? Great, second one. Well, he got past Evans, and Evans just chopped him down there, and it's another free kick for Middlesbrough. As we go into the final 60 seconds of normal time in the first half, we've got a chance again, Middlesbrough, to put the big guns forward from the back.
What a touch. What a touch from Muniz there. Plucked it out of the sky. Absolutely brilliant. And I think the Middlesbrough supporters applauded it. Eventually got the foul, but super centre-forward play.
Yeah, I think it was actually Danny Bart in the end that bundled him over. Here the ball out wide on the Borough left-hand side. 5 waiting in the middle for the cross. Might get... Well, it's going to be a throw-in, I think, over on the far side. Didn't quite go out for a corner. Borough then going to end the half attacking as the 4th official comes out down below us. See how long's going to be added on here. Borough though on the attack. Tony Mowbray on the edge of his technical area. 2 added on minutes here at the Riverside on TalkSport 2. Middlesbrough leading by that McGree goal to 0. Ball thrown into the edge of the Sunderland area. Cameron his turn. Well, he did well to get a cross in there. I think he's got a right to say, why is there no red shirt anywhere near it?
Yep.
Ball landed edge of the 6-yard box.
Spot on. You know, he's done absolutely brilliant. Overhead kick into the 6-yard area. Not.
Oh, Clark almost gave it to Muniz on the edge of the penalty area. Mickey Gray's heart was in his mouth. I think Tony Mowbray's heart was in his mouth as well there. That was almost a crime.
So scrappy. Jack Clark, I've never seen him this poor defensively, for sure, in a Sunderland jersey. I mean, it's like his head's in the clouds. He doesn't really know what's going on. You know, Tony's having a little word with him now, to be honest with you, but he's just got to readdress what the things he's done wrong in this first 45 minutes, because so far he's had a brilliant start to the season, but a really poor first half.
Well, Borough coming forward And now they play it over the top. McGree's got in behind. First touch this time was just too heavy, and Patterson raced off his line to collect it. I think Chris Wilder will fancy here that if they get the second goal, this could be job done.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been excellent, Middlesbrough. Some fantastic opportunities. And the only frustrating thing from their side of it is they have not got that second goal.
Here's Pritchard turning, feeds the ball in towards Roberts, back to Pritchard. Inside the second of a minimum, 2 added on. Is there a chance for a late Sunderland leveller here? Would stun the Riverside. Ball edge of the area. The blue shirts trying to push forward. Here's Pritchard, feeds it to Sims, back to goal. Boyeric's back, he's had a penalty. Well, wow. A challenge on the edge of the area, and Johnny Howson is saying that should be a yellow card for diving. Roberts goes down. That is a controversial moment, and at the other end there could be a chance here. Crooks 25 yards out, has it, feeds it wide to Jones. Muniz waits in the middle. Still danger here for Middlesbrough. Can they get a second goal? Jones lays it back. Here's Moore onto his left foot, 25 yards out. Referee blows the whistle. Sunderland are incensed. They did not get a penalty right at the end of the half. Well, we haven't yet seen a replay, but the camera focuses on the referee. We're getting a replay now. Well, is it a foul? And if it was, it might just have been on the line, the edge of the 18-yard box. Mickey, you've had a glance at it. What do you make of it?
I think it's a penalty. I really do. I mean, it looks like there's slight contact there, but Roberts is in on goal. He's going to get his shot away, and as that leg pokes out and catches him around the ankle shin area, he goes to ground. The referee just waved it straight off. I mean, there was no second look at it at all. Yes, was it in the box or was it not? I mean, it was right on the line, but momentum's taking him into the box. And if there's contact there, that's a huge decision.
Well, we spent all weekend in the football world bemoaning VAR. We don't have it in the Championship. Maybe it's not a bad thing, but maybe Sunderland wish just for tonight they had it. Borough in front then after Riley McGree's goal. A wonderful cross, great first touch from McGree. Bit of speculation as to who got the final touch. McGree claimed the goal and Borough in front. Sunderland made to pay. Alex Pritchard with a glaring miss on 6 minutes, the nearest that Sunderland have come. At the other end, Muniz headed over, and McGree's come close a couple of times. Decent derby this. It's the home fans though that are happy at the break at the Riverside. It's Middlesbrough 1, Sunderland 0. Cheers, Dan. No changes, as Mickey said, at the break, as Middlesbrough about to kick off. I thought Alex Pritchard was trying to nick the ball then, for he just ran straight across the centre circle, didn't he? Clearly wasn't happy with his position at the start of the second half. Borough going from right to left. Really has been a great atmosphere here. Chris Wilder's side are unbeaten at home despite that shaky start to their Championship campaign, and they're looking to get on the edge of the box early on, but the ball cleared away by Neil. And over on the far side, Sims has managed to turn McNair. Sims going forward. We'll give you the two lineups in a moment, but Sims now, the Everton loanee, is working his way forward to the edge of the area. He's got Neil in support. Neil's 25 yards out, gives it to Lyndon Gooch. Gooch thinking whether to shoot, whether to cross. In the end, he tried to feed it to Sims, but the challenge made by McNair, and he clears it forward. A nice header at the back from O'Neill, and Sunderland do have the ball back. Sims needs to get more of the ball, doesn't he, Mickey, if Sunderland are going to have a chance?
He certainly does, but, you know, positive signs in the second half already with Lyndon Gooch, you know, getting himself into the opposition's half. Actually put a really nice ball into the box there for Sims. He was just a little bit flat-footed.
Well, could be a chance here now down the left. Here's Clark trying to drive to the byline, fires it across goal. In fact, he's gone straight out for a goal kick. Well, that was a waste really from Clark. He had two waiting on the edge of the 6-yard box, and that delivery was never going to find them.
Well, the one time he gets away from Jones, he's got to compose himself, Jack Clark. You know, yes, it's on his weaker left foot, but we know he's still got quality with that. He's got 2-3 Sunderland players waiting for the cross to come into the area. And he just gets that cross completely wrong. I mean, you have to keep it on the football pitch first and foremost, but you know, players will be so frustrated waiting for the ball to come into the box. Roberts clears it long and downfield. It's out for a throw in. So Middlesbrough with Liam Roberts in goal. A back three of Clark, Fry and McNair. It's Giles, Mullett, Howson, Crooks and Jones across the middle. McGree's playing just off Rodrigo Muniz up top. For Sunderland, well, they were forced into a late change just before the start. Ross Stewart named in the 11 but pulled up with a thigh problem. Patrick Roberts came in, so they went with Patterson in goal. O'Neill, Barton, Sirkin at the back. Gooch, Neil, Evans and Clark across the middle. Pritchard just behind Sims and Roberts. Ball at the back then here with Liam Roberts, the Sunderland goalkeeper. Zach Steffen on the verge of a recall, the Manchester City loanee.
Missed the last couple with injury. Borough leading by a goal to nil. Early stages, second half. Borough would love that second goal as Mowat stayed forward. Wins the header. Muniz heads it down, but it's thumped away by Sunderland. Pritchard just couldn't quite control it. Went in there. McNair did well to ride that challenge. Ball now finds Crooks, who's going forward down the right-hand side. Middlesbrough patient. Here's McNair. I think he's going to kick it out. I think Pritchard caught him there. I thought McNair did Pritchard a favour. Bearing in mind that Pritchard's been booked, I think he did him a favour there, didn't he, by staying on his feet?
He certainly did, Mark. I mean, the ball's bounced over the top of Pritchard's head, and he's reaching for it with his right foot. And McNair's got there first, cleared the ball, and Pritchard's caught him on the ankle. And he's obviously down in a lot of pain here, McNair. You've seen a replay of it now. And again, you know, he gets the first touch right, Pritchard, but then he's stretching for it, and it's not as bad as I thought. I mean, he obviously is. He's in pain. There's no doubt about that. But I actually thought he caught him on the top of the ankle. There's contact there, but McNair's just kicked the ball out of play, so we've got a lull in play at the moment, and he's getting some treatment off the physios, but Pritchard has to be careful.
Yeah, he does. It's one of those, one mistimed tackle. And they're just giving him a check on his right ankle, Paddy McNair, former Sunderland player, of course.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Now warming up Anthony Dijksteel, who's played in 5 of the games so far in the league. Out tonight, though, as Dan said it at the break, Borough looking for that all-important clean sheet, and well, they get one tonight, they're going to get a second home win of the season.
I was saying, Mark, before the game kicked off, you know, when you look at Middlesbrough's form, this is a perfect game for them. In derby games, you say your form goes out of the window, and I think we saw that, no doubt. The first 45 minutes, the football that they played, it was like they went out there with a little bit of freedom, but showed the passion that you need to play in a derby game. Sunderland didn't do it. They were scrappy, they were giving the ball away, not playing to the system that they got in front of us. Yes, they had disappointment because of, you know, their star player being left out of the side with an injury in the warm-up, but you've still got to go out and show that passion.
Yeah. They have got a run of games coming up, Borough. They go to Blackpool at the weekend, Cardiff at home, Rotherham at home, they're away at Coventry, they're at home to Birmingham. And, you know, without being disrespectful, if you're going to have a playoff or a promotion campaign, those are 5 games that you're going to be looking to pick points from.
Absolutely. I mean, we don't know what the outcome of this game is going to be, but do you want to touch on this, Mark?
McNair is coming off, isn't he? He's sat down again and he batters his boot into the floor. He's not happy, Paddy McNair, and it is going to be Anthony Dijksteel that comes on. Disappointment there for Paddy McNair.
Well, it is, yeah. He's done ever so well, but obviously there was more contact than it actually looked on the replay from what we've seen from Pritchard. He's gone off to the opposite side of the pitch with his football boot in his hand, and it gives Dijksteel an opportunity now to just settle into that back 3 and hopefully continue the great form that Middlesbrough showed so far in this game. But going back to those games, you're right. I think, you know, whatever the outcome of this game is, those fixtures that you said that they've got coming up, Middlesbrough, you can just see them starting to climb up the table, but easier said than done, but you can certainly see them starting to win football matches now.
Yeah, we've seen it, haven't we? The likes of Norwich just starting to pick up their form. We'll see them in action on Friday night at Burnley. Big game at Turf Moor. It's live and exclusive on National Radio, only on TalkSport 2. Charlie Adam will be alongside me for that one. Dan will be with us as well. Looking forward to that on Friday night, and that comes after an absolute feast of European football Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. If you've got the TalkSport app, you'll be swiping left and right between games in the Europa League, the Champions League, and Sunderland trying to see the ball out, and eventually they do. It's out for a goal kick. So McNair has gone off, Dijksteel will come on, and Dijksteel likes to get forward as well, doesn't he? So interesting how that little partnership develops with him and Jones down the right hand side for Borough.
It has to be in your DNA, playing a centre half for Middlesbrough, that you have to be able to go forward. You've got to be comfortable on the ball, and he's in that right centre half position where he's going to get the opportunity, because it looks like, well, certainly Roberts over on this right hand side is playing a lot further forward in the second half. I think they're trying to get Pritchard a little bit further up the field as well, Sunderland, but as of yet, the game really hasn't settled down in the second half.
No, it hasn't. Ball coming forward here with Luke O'Nien. Just works his way to the middle of the Sunderland half, then he puts the brakes on, goes back to Danny Bart, who has it, and he feeds it out wide to Dennis Sirkin, who will knock it down the line to Clark. Clark back to Sirkin as Sunderland, I think, just want a feel of the ball. Tony Mowbray is asking his team to play with width here. Lyndon Gooch is glued to the touchline on the near side, but they go back to the middle of the field, and Borough, to be fair, happy to let Sunderland have it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look at the positions of Crooks when they're trying to play it out to that left-hand side. He's just in that... And again, you know, you take risks at the back. OK, keep hold of the ball, but there's a point in time where the ball has to go forward. It's OK playing it across the back.
Well, that is a good ball forward. It's inviting Sims to get in here, and he's got him behind Fry. Fry's trying to hold him off. Fry stumbles. Ball cleared away by Clark. Well, that was a real good old tussle, that, wasn't it, between centre forward and centre half, and in the end, Dale Fry just about did enough.
Yeah, just turned the ball round the corner. Sims got himself on the front foot there, showed a little bit of pace. Got there initially with the first touch, but superb defending it in the end.
Was out for a throw-in. Lyndon Gooch will take it. Level with the Middlesbrough penalty area. Sunderland attacking away to our right. Their fans right over on the far side of the ground. They love to be celebrating an equaliser here, as Roberts has done well to keep it in. Puts in the cross, but in the end the keeper comes and claims it nicely. Good hands again from Roberts. He's not a lot to do, but what he's done pretty well.
Yeah, commanded his area. Come out, didn't really have any pressure on them there, to be honest with you. And, you know, Sunderland getting the ball into the box, but they've really only got Sims to aim for, and if you miss him out, you know, the ball's just landing into space.
Here's Ryan Giles, tried to play the give and go with McGree, but the pass just has too much of him. He apologises to Giles, who I think has just caught Danny Park there as he went to clear the ball away, and might have another stoppage here. Fazio will be looking to come on again here, but Danny Park is hauled to his feet. Apologies made and accepted, and we'll move on. 9 gone second half. Matt Wilson, Mickey Gray and Dan Windle with you tonight. It's Borough 1, Sunderland 0. Here on TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL.
Well, making that challenge there was Giles on Danny Bath. Yeah, unfortunate he did catch him on the side of the face, but we're talking about a wing back there on the corner of that 18-yard box, and I think, you know, it just epitomises the way that Borough have played.
Well, he's trying to get in again here, and he has actually won it. I think 09 thought that came off Giles, but Giles has won a corner. So Middlesbrough now will send the likes of Clark and Fry forward. Dyke-Steele is going in as well. Everybody back for Sunderland. Corner which Johnny Howson will take. Looking at Liam Roberts, the goalkeeper, on the edge of the centre circle. He fancies a bit of the action.
Wants to get involved.
He does. Might just be getting nearer for the celebration if Borough can double their lead here. In swinging corner from Howson. Keeper waits on his line. Ball floated into the 6-yard box, headed away by Sims. Should be recycled by Middlesbrough on this near side. Giles finds Howson. Howson puts in the ball towards the penalty spot area. Headed away. Howson will head it back into the mix, edge of the area. Ball's here on the volley, and a shot. Did take a deflection. Crooks with the effort. Took a Sunderland boot on the way through, and it's behind for another Middlesbrough corner.
And it looked like it was a good job. It took a deflection. Superb strike from Matt Crooks there. Sunderland just not clearing the lines. Middlesbrough keeping the ball alive. Cole falls out to Crooks at the edge of the box on his right foot, or is it left foot? Just takes a slight little deflection there and takes it away from the goal. But best move of the second half so far. It's been a slow burner in the second half, but Middlesbrough now just starting to click through the gears.
Yep, Giles will go across and look to deliver another in-swinger down the Middlesbrough right. It's a left-footed in-swinger again. They're using this line-up on the penalty spot area. Middlesbrough, McGree goes short. Ball though whipped in towards the far post, and Muniz got a header on it, and it came off a Sunderland defender, and it's another Middlesbrough corner.
Just constant pressure, not letting Sunderland clear the lines, corner after corner, keeping that ball alive, keeping his crowd involved in the game as well, and still searching for that second goal, Middlesbrough.
There's a line of 5 red shirts pointing directly at the goal. There's a line of 5 blue shirts across the goal here. As again Howson is going to deliver this one. Middlesbrough looking to push their way into the 6-yard box. Ball delivered in, and the red shirts were flying in. Keeper got just enough of it and punches it away. Roberts though has got nowhere to go here, and the ball watched out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Still Borough lead 1-0.
Excellent defending there from Ryan Giles. 1v1 with Patrick Roberts, just shielding the ball out of play, taking the sting out of the match. And again, you know, it's Middlesbrough. They put some wonderful balls into the box. Johnny Howson, great right foot. And it's something I don't think I've seen too many times with this line of 5. You know, when the ball's coming into the area, they kind of just spread whether the ball's coming near or far post, but they always seem to have somebody around the area where the ball's floating into the box.
Riley McGree's goal, the difference at the moment, but if we're honest, Borough are way in the ascendancy here, but they need that comfort blanket of a second goal as 09 watches it out for a goal kick. They've scored a couple of goals on a number of occasions this season, Middlesbrough. Goals haven't been the problem, it's conceding them that has been. The big question is, can Tony Mowbray's side fashion a chance to get them back into it? At the moment, you'd have to say not likely, but they scored 3 second-half goals against Sunderland. The Sims, if he could have turned that round the corner, had Pritchard unmarked on the touchline. Gooch does well to tidy up. Sims back to Gooch, but they are committing more bodies forward here, and Sims on the half-turn, turns over halfway. He's got Roberts out to his right. Instead he cuts in field. Dan Neal squares it. It was just behind Sirkin, who's got Clark wide on the left. Here is Clark. Sims waits in the penalty area. Roberts at the far post, ball in from Clark. Well, Patrick Roberts might as well have been sat in the stand. He still wouldn't have got that. That was another poor Jack Clark delivery.
I don't know if he's carrying an injury or something, Jack Clark, but his distribution tonight has been so below par when he's found himself in some great positions. 5 minutes earlier with his left foot, he crosses the ball over the top of the crossbar. This time on his stronger right foot, gets away from his marker. He's got no pressure on him whatsoever. You've just got to float that ball into the area. You're not trying to pick somebody out. Just put it into a dangerous area, Mark. Instead of kicking a ball out of play like that. I mean, it's so scrappy.
It is. Good challenge won though there by Corey Evans. Tries to get Sims away. Fry just caught underneath the ball. In the end he did well. Sims was appealing for a handball as the keeper Roberts clears it over the halfway line. Muniz was eased off the ball. He crumples on the floor and looks at the referee, who just waves it away. Still 1-0. Ball forward. Roberts now up against Clark. Can he get to it, Roberts? Edge of the area here. He has got to it first. Can he find now a teammate with him? Clark is just trying to show him out of the area. Gets away from him. Clark had a tug of the shirt then. Cross towards the far post. This time was just over Clark, who took up a really good position. And the ball just skips behind. But that was better. That was much better. Patrick Roberts there up against Clark, who did have a tug of the shirt.
Well, you can see the signs. Sunderland is certainly going a little bit more direct in his second half. Patrick Roberts there. When he initially got the ball, he was inside of the 18-yard box, Mark. He eventually got brought out of the 18-yard box. I'm thinking in my brain, stay in the box. He's a tricky player. Any contact, you can go to ground. Cross after that, again. Overhit, poor.
Borough trying to play their way out, and the fans are not happy. I mean, in the end, they've done it well. It's dumped forward up towards the heart of the Sunderland defence, but they almost played themselves into trouble. And I've seen Middlesbrough do this a lot of time. We know that Chris Wilder wants his team to play out from the back, Mickey, but when you're in such ascendancy, why take the risk of inviting Sunderland in?
Yeah, you're completely right. There's games, I've seen it so many times, where teams overplay because the manager wants them to play a certain way, which is obviously coming out from the back, but it's that one extra pass, and it just gives Sunderland the opportunity to win it back, and it puts everybody else under pressure. And you can hear the crowd, they're getting on the back, they're thinking in their own minds, just clear your lines, let's have a breather.
Lyndon Gooch has just produced another poor challenge, this time on Giles, kicked him up in the air. He's another one who must be walking the tightrope of a yellow card.
Yeah.
Ball flicked on by Crooks. Jones tries to play it back, and he's just beaten to it, and a vital interception from Sunderland, but Borough coming forward again, wide on their right hand side. The home fans encouraging them forward. They want that second goal, and Jones is trying to get in now here. Can they get the cross in from the byline? They're going to pull it back, and the chance fed into the path here. A cross goal, and Crooks has squared it. There was nobody there. Muniz just peeled back onto the penalty spot area, and the ball rolls harmlessly through the 6-yard box. Moore with a great ball in. Muniz with a header, beaten away by Patterson, and the ball scrambled away. Muniz there thought he got his second Borough goal, and now Sims is going the other way, and Sims has got past Fryer, just pokes out a long leg and gets it back. To be fair, the second half a lot more open.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, fantastic play again on a couple of occasions. We keep talking about these movements. Isaiah Jones on that right hand side does absolutely brilliant. Crooks then kind of scuffs his shot. It ends up looking more like a cross, but then that whip left foot cross into the box for Muniz. I mean, he's got to score more, or at least hit the target. That's the least you can do. But look, great ball in. He's leaping, but does he get enough pace on it? Does he do the right thing? Yes, I suppose he does. He heads it down into the ground, but it gives Patterson the chance to make the save.
Yeah, he's put it in the place. If you'd have asked Patterson where he wants it, he would have said there, wouldn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, this game isn't finished, but you can just imagine Chris Wilder at the end of this football match thinking, if they draw, or even if they go on and lose this match, it doesn't look likely at the moment, he will be seething.
Well, Roberts is on the attack. Finds Pritchard, room to turn, back to Roberts. Roberts skips away from one. He's into the area, feeds it to Sims. Another great challenge comes in to deny him. And that was a great challenge that keeps Sunderland out, but they are starting to threaten. Still Borough 1, Sunderland 0.
Well, it's Patrick Roberts who finds himself in the best positions for Sunderland in his second half. He looks a lot more lively. He just tries to play that ball into Sims, but it just gives the defenders of Middlesbrough the opportunity to just poke a leg out, where it should have been a little bit further in front of Sims there, just with his right foot to get his shot away. But it's positive. They're getting into better areas.
Well, speaking of positive, we're about to see Amad Diallo make his Sunderland debut. The Manchester United loanee about to come on, as is Elliot Embleton. Tony Mowbray deciding that now is the time to push the button and get some fresh legs on for Sunderland, who have been better second half, but still not really tested out Liam Roberts in the goal away to our right. It'd be interesting who does make way here. There's a ball wide with Sirking on the far side of the field. Jack Clark lays it back. Here now is Corey Evans. Evans across to Luke O'Nien, who's got Gooch outside him. Gooch wants it and gets it. Gooch is off forward down the touchline. Mowat chasing him back here. Gooch advancing forward to the edge of the penalty area, lays it back. Roberts is starting to see more of the ball. He finds Pritchard. Pritchard now moves, finds a bit of space. Sirkin wanted it, goes instead to Roberts. Roberts, great pass through. Dan Neil, tight angle, tried to stab it across goal, and in the end it went towards goal. It was a comfortable save for Liam Roberts, but that is another Sunderland opportunity.
Well, that's the great position again for Patrick Roberts. This time he does find the right pass, and Dan Neil again, he's running onto the edge of this pass, and across. The quality into the box has just been so poor tonight. He's got to wrap his right foot around that a little bit more, maybe even just keep it along the ground with a lot of pace. But superb play again from Roberts.
Ball forward from Middlesbrough, goes out. Muniz can't keep it in. Are we now going to see the change? Mowbray still talking to his substitutes about what he wants them to do, how he wants them to play when they come on. As now Neil tries to play his way out of trouble, and McGree did him a favour by just tugging him back on the shoulder there. And still Tony Mowbray hasn't put his subs on. They've been stripped and ready to go for a couple of minutes down below us here in the main stand at the Riverside. It's a little bit quieter than it was earlier on when Borough went in front through that Riley McGree goal. You're listening live on TalkSport 2. The Teesweir derby back for the first time in 4.5 years, and it's live and exclusive on TalkSport 2. Long ball forward, Danny Park, lovely header. O'Nien will pick up the pieces edge of his own area, gets it to Gooch. Gooch looks up the line, got Roberts with him. Instead he'll go back to O'Nien, and O'Nien will switch plays. Sirkin will go wide on the left, over the halfway line, the ball to Jack Clark. Clark closed down by Jones. Sunderland playing keep ball. They are enjoying more of the ball though, Mickey, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, there's a little bit more confidence out there. I think that they're settled with Roberts playing a little bit further up the field. It's certainly helping Sims out. He's been involved in the game a lot more in the second 45 minutes.
And here's Pritchard, tries to curl the ball round Dychesteel for Sims, but just put too much on it, and it skips through to Liam Roberts in the Sunderland goal. What have we got left? 24 minutes here. Don't forget we're back live in the Championship Friday night, live and exclusive. Burnley-Norwich, what a game that is to start off the weekend, and then game day live across the TalkSport network on Saturday. More live commentaries, all the goals as they go in. As now Neil will pick it up on halfway, feeds Roberts. Roberts has got Pritchard with him. Roberts tried to go past Clark. Clark sticks a long leg out. Then he's rather played his teammate into trouble there. But in the end, Giles is happy to win the throw-in as Gooch went thundering in. And finally, Tony Mowbray has got the message, and here come the changes. Well, this is an interesting one, because Roberts is coming off. He is replaced by Amad Diallo. So Diallo on for his debut here then and Embleton will come on. Just waiting the numbers to go in, and he is coming on.
I think he's got that wrong. I think it's Pritchard, isn't it?
It's not number 12. I think it will be Pritchard, who generally does make way. The fourth official's just checking his numbers. The referee's saying, you got it the wrong way round, mate.
He's
number
on
21.
telly as well tonight, Mark. He's got that one completely wrong, hasn't he?
So Pritchard and Roberts have come off. What do you make of that, Mickey?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I really am. I think Roberts has been Sunderland's best player in the second half. He's looked lively. And, I mean, Roberts goes off, Pritchard comes off. He's got to try and do something. He's got to try and get into the game, but it's a big surprise to me. I mean, you look at some of the players who haven't performed out there. Corey Evans, we're not really talked about him in the game, to be honest with you. I know it's a different position, but let's see what these two guys can do.
Well, Duncan Watmore is coming on. He's going to be replacing the goal scorer, Riley McGree. Duncan Watmore, a former Sunderland man, is into the action. He's got a league goal to his name already this season. He runs straight over to his attack partner, Rodrigo Muniz, just gives him some instructions from the bench. And Chris Wilder makes his second change. So McGree goes off. I think he's shown up quite well, hasn't he, Riley McGree, tonight?
Yeah, outstanding. I think he'll be very pleased with his performance tonight. Obviously got himself on the score sheet. That separates the two teams as we stand now. His runs from midfield were absolutely fantastic. Yeah, he had a real good performance tonight from him.
Ball coming out this near side. Into the final quarter we go. Nayan into the feet of Diallo. Ball whipped out near side, though. It's a poor ball in the end. I think Embleton just overcooked that one. And it's out for a throw in. I have to say I'm surprised that both Roberts and Pritchard went off at the same time. Yeah, they have been more involved for Sunderland, but he's using his bench as he sees fit, Tony Mowbray.
Well, I mean, it gives players the opportunity. You say he could have made numerous changes at half-time, Mark. Let's not forget about that. You know, Sunderland were that poor, and I thought Roberts was one of those players, but to be fair to him, he did come out in the second half. He improved a lot. Maybe he's just legging a little bit. Maybe he's just a little bit tired, and Tony saw that and needed to make those changes. Just been a clash in the centre of the field. Rodrigo Muniz was trying to play the ball forward, and he felt he was caught. It's Corey Evans that's gone down. I think the referee's quite happy that there was nothing in it, and in fairness, both players get up, realise that they're both okay, and help each other up to their feet. Players taking a drinks break down below us. Reminder what we've got coming up tomorrow night. Chelsea start their European campaign away at Dinamo Zagreb. You'll hear it live on TalkSport 2. Ian Dancer and Andy Townsend from 5:45, and then on TalkSport 2, just a small matter of PSG against Juventus. Alex Crook and David Connolly, the former Republic of Ireland striker, with that. And over on TalkSport tomorrow night, Sevilla take on Manchester City. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and Danny Mills, our commentary team for that one. And then on Wednesday, it's another triple header. TalkSport 2 we kick off. Ajax against Rangers, 5:45 start. Alfie Reynolds and Matt Holland with that one. Followed by Napoli-Liverpool on TalkSport 2 with Dancer David Connolly again. Meanwhile on TalkSport it's Spurs against Marseille. Sam Matterface and Stuart Pearce, our commentary team for that one. And on Thursday it's the turn of Arsenal. They're away at FC Zurich, 5:45 on TalkSport on Thursday. If you've got the app, you won't miss any of the live action. And the week starts here at the Riverside, where it's Middlesbrough 1, Sunderland 0, but Sunderland are growing into the game. Sirkin drives forward, but just showed too much of it to the goalkeeper, who will clear it out. I thought he might have tried to let that roll out. He didn't. He played it forward. And Borough pick it up at the back with Clark. Clark looks for the crossfield switch. Jones beaten to it by Clark. That's Jack Clark, and it's out for a throw in far side. Well, if something's going to happen for Sunderland, it's got to start happening now. They've got to try and get these new fresh faces involved in the game as quick as they possibly can, with Diallo and Embleton on the pitch. The game is open. There's chances there to be had, but again, you know, you're looking at quality in that final third. Things have to change. Well, here's Moore, gets the ball through, and a chance for Watmore. He's fired it straight at the keeper. Much needed save from Patterson. He was lucky it went straight at him. Watmore, I think, would like that one again, but it was Moore with a pass. And maybe, just maybe, Middlesbrough should have yet again had a second goal. Yeah, brilliant run from Duncan Watmore there from midfield. He just got away from his markers, and a super pass from Mowat to see him. And again, you know, I talk about Watmore doing this so many times. It's like he keeps his head down and just gets his strike away. It's down the throat of Anthony Patterson now, just clears his lines and parries it away. But yeah, super effort. Still Middlesbrough lead by a goal to nil, but the longer this goes on,
the more you'll feel that Chris Wilder might be ruining his luck at the end of this one. As the ball is on halfway, Sunderland have it. Can the men in blue create an equaliser here? Ball with Neil, turns, looks to try and find a pass. He does find Sirkin, who finds Jack Clark. Clark looking to run at Jones now. Jones is backpedaling, edge of the area. Clark going on the outside. Jones happy to show him there because he feels happier with Clark on his left foot than rather on his right. Clark give it to Sirkin, misplaced the pass, and now Jones is nicking away, and the counter-attack is on. Watmore and Crooks in support. Mowat arriving as well. Jones still going, finds Watmore. Watmore onto his left foot, finds Mowat. Mowat back to Watmore. Here now is Giles. Crunching tackle comes in, but the cross comes in and the keeper's down low to save it. Another big Borough chance, and again they come up dry.
It started in the left-hand side of Middlesborough's half with Sunderland on the attack with Jack Clark. Couldn't get past his marker, Jones. Eventually gives the ball away, and who picks the ball up is Jones. Runs 70-80 yards. He's got two players either side of him. One of those players, making a run was Duncan Watmore. He did not play him in. Eventually you think the opportunity is going to go away from him. It's probably the only thing that Jones has done wrong tonight, Mark. He should have got rid of that ball a lot quicker when he got into the final third. Just on the edge of the 18-yard box. He should have played Watmore in, but he held on to it a little bit too long.
Sunderland are going to make more changes here. A double change incoming. Just looking down there. I think Leon Dejaka is coming on. He wasn't even in the matchday squad today, but with that withdrawal of Ross Stewart, he was brought onto the bench, so he will come on here. And Bailey Wright is coming on, so maybe we're going to have a bit of a restructure here from Tony Mowbray. He's going to change the formation.
Well, Bailey Wright, as we know, will go into the back line, so whether he goes with a flat back four and maybe pushes an extra midfield player a little bit further forward, he might just do that. And we know Xhaka likes to play on that left-hand side, whereas we've had, we had Roberts earlier on in the game. We've got Diallo over on the right-hand side. So, yeah, it's probably going to be a change in system, Mark. I said things have got to happen now. Last 15, 16 minutes of the game, yes, we've got to stop in play at the moment, but those changes are going to happen as we're looking down to the technical area right now. I think Sirkin's one of the players who's going to be coming off, so Bailey Wright's going to go into that back line. I don't know what you think, Mark. He just came on the pitch. Does he look heavy to you or what? I mean, he's not played much this season, Bailey Wright. I think he played in the game against Sheffield Wednesday, but those shorts are quite tight, aren't they?
So they have made three changes, haven't they? It looks as well like Jay Matete has come on as well. In fact, I don't think he has he? I'm just looking again at the fourth official.
He's got his numbers wrong tonight, Mike. No, Matete's not on the pitch, I don't think. I think it's the two changes, yeah.
Yeah, well, the ball played forward. It's out for a throw to Middlesbrough, who lead by a goal to nil. I think Chris Wilder's thinking about making a change himself. As Sunderland have got a throw in that Bailey Wright takes.
I think it's Lyndon Gooch who's the other one who's gone off.
Yeah, it is indeed. Ball on the halfway line. O'Nien now is playing over on the left-hand side. It is still a back three for Sunderland. O'Nien trying to work his way forward. Here's Sims back to goal, nearer though the halfway line than the penalty area. Now they're looking to switch play, but Dejaka was offside there. He knew it, and he couldn't even chase it down. And this is the thing when you can make so many changes. It's great as a manager you can make them, but it disjoints the game though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah. Because the flow in the game completely goes out the window. If you're the side who's chasing a game, you put that many forward players on, you're passing on information to each individual who's come onto the field, and then that changes within the space of 2 or 3 minutes from what the managers told you when you came onto the football field. They've just got to try and get more bodies further forward in this game, Mark, in the final minutes of the game, Sunderland. Middlesbrough are just getting themselves into a really good position. They're organised. They've been very difficult to break down. It's more of a flat back five now, and when those wing-backs get the opportunity to go forward, they just pounce on you.
Well, Sims has just shoved over Anthony Dijksteel, who was only too happy to fall over. It was a really needless free kick given away. 13 and a half remaining. Been a frustrating night for Ellis Sims. He lost his strike partner, Ross Stewart, before a ball was kicked to injury. And Sunderland haven't quite looked as threatening as they have in recent weeks without 5 goals, Stewart. but there's still time, and they have created a few half chances. Tony Mowbray encouraging his team. There's still time. He's been around a long time, Tony Mowbray, but here come Borough. They know a second goal should finish it off. Jones can't get there. O'Nien, a new challenge in front of him. O'Nien looked like he was caught as he cleared that away. Referee's happy to let play go. Ball with Sims, tried to barge Dykshill off the ball. Referee happy to let that go. Diallo goes to close down Roberts, who took an eternity. Ball downfield, and it'll be all the way through to Anthony Patterson in yellow, the Sunderland stopper, and he bowls it out quickly. Sunderland trying to play fast now. They need something here. There might be a twist in the tail late on. They're looking to switch play out to Bailey right on this near side. He advances over the halfway line. Diallo, again though, nearer the halfway line, just eases it back. Borough defending quite high at the moment. Another poor pass into Sims, had no chance to get that. And the ball goes through to the Borough keeper. Not long and downfield. Great first touch from Danny Bart. Just chested it down. You can say there's a bit of frustration growing around us, isn't there, Mickey? Because yes, Borough, they're not exactly under pressure, but they're not doing a lot going the other way either, are they?
No, they're absolutely, yeah, you're right. I mean, the chances that they've had in this game, they could have won 3 football matches, let's be truthful. But no, until you get that second goal and you can settle the nerves a little bit, you're always on tender hooks, and that's the way I can feel now in this stadium with the Middlesbrough supporters. And every time Sunderland get the ball and they're starting to play some decent football now, it gives them an opportunity to get their equalising goal, and we know that Middlesbrough need points. They've got to start climbing up that table.
Embleton dispossessed though, really good tackle. Ball won back low here, and a chance for Clark. 25 yards out, dispossessed again by Jones. Well, Jones has lost it. Clark's won it back. The referee thought about blowing his whistle. He didn't, and now's a chance for Sunderland, edge of the area. Neil works it out wide on the left. Diallo 25 yards out. Not a lot of movement again. Sims waits in the middle. Djaku waits at the far post. Clark's gone past his man, and Jones has chopped him down just outside the box, and that will be a free kick. And a chance for Sunderland here. Finally, Jack Clark got the better of Jones, who gets a yellow card for his troubles.
And Jones going on the outside. Clark going on the outside of Jones. Superb wing play there, using his right foot. Jones just lunged in a little bit. He's probably feeling it. The amount of energy he's given to this game has been absolutely superb. He's probably thinking, I need a bit of a breather here. But this gives Sunderland the chance to put the ball in the area. They've sent 5-6 bodies up there. They've just got to need that bit of quality which has been lacking throughout this game.
Borough have got everybody back in their penalty area, and this is a chance from 7-8 yards away from the goal line. Elliot Embleton is over it. We saw him have one of these against Norwich at the Stadium of Light, and he put it straight over the top. Has he learned from that experience? Can he get this one on target or find a blue shirt? Embleton fizzes it in, near post. Good save from the keeper. That was on target, and Roberts with a strong hand pushes it behind for a corner.
Yeah, super free kick, super save from the goalkeeper. Eventually we get a bit of quality from Elliot Embleton over on that left hand side. He whips it in with his right foot, keeps it down. Oh, it's got a dip and pace on it and everything, but he certainly went for goal, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think the Borough fans have kept the ball, so Sunderland have had to wait while another one comes on, and you just wonder with something like that, if Sunderland score an injury time now, how will those Borough fans feel? And sure enough, the ball comes out of the crowd, and the referee just rolls it out on the far side. And so that's enough of that. Corner for Sunderland, looking for the equaliser here at the Riverside. Ball going to be swung in towards the far post. Keeper comes and gets a good punch on it. Well, he's been under pressure. A lot of people expected that he would be replaced tonight by Zach Steffen, the on-loan Manchester City keeper, but Steffen not fit, and to be fair, Robert's doing a good job. A couple of good saves in quick succession there. Here's to Djaku on the near side. Can he fashion a cross? He get it away to Neil. Looks for the give and go. Neil, edge of the area, nutmegs Clark. Did Clark pull him down? No, he didn't. And Clark, who's on a yellow card there, had his heart in his mouth for a moment. As Muniz goes down, he's gone down too easily there. Tony Mowbray's just laughed at him on the floor in front of him and said, what are you doing, young man?
Can you imagine that in his day? Certainly from Tony, but yeah, I mean, the rest, he's trying to let it flow. Couple of comings together, I suppose you could call them, but not fouls.
Ellis Sims was caught on heels there. Dyche still got in front of him, and not for the first time tonight. Sims has just pushed him over. He's got to realise he can't use his hands against Dyche still. He's just going to go down, isn't he?
Yeah, I just think this has been a really frustrating night, Mark, for Ellis Sims. Game changed for him completely with that injury to Ross Stewart at the beginning of the football match. And he's just been up there as a lone striker. He's been chasing lost causes, really, because there hasn't hardly been any quality played up to him. And when it has done, he's done very well. But he's looking around, say, right, where's my midfield runners now? And they've just not been there for him.
Borough lead 1-0. It's a precarious lead as Sunderland come forward again. They're trying to get in behind here. Diallo's got Clark on the retreat, and Clark just thumps it out. Borough are sitting further and further back. If Sunderland can produce any kind of quality at the end here, you get the feeling there could be a chance for them to snatch a point here. All those missed chances. You look at McGree, first half, what more? Second half when he fired straight at the keeper. There have been chances. Crooks, who pulled his shot across goal. They haven't found a second goal. And it's an edgy Riverside now as we go inside the final 7 minutes of the 90. Mark Wilson with Mickey Gray, Dan Windle back at pace.
Well, I mean, these are the hard yards, Mark, aren't they? This is what you talk about, the final minutes of a football match when your brain stops working. It's not as bright as it was at the beginning of the game. You start to make mistakes. You're fatigued a little bit. But let's not forget, we are actually still early on in the season. Players are still searching for a little bit of fitness. And you've just got to try and dig deep and find that ounce of quality in your body to get yourself back into the game or go on and win it.
Clark, not for the first time. He's over clubbed. One bounce out for a throw in.
He's been so poor tonight. Look, I'm one of his biggest fans. I think he's had a brilliant start to the season, Jack Clark. He just put his jersey over the top of his face there. I think he should leave it there, to be honest with you. I mean, it's been really, really poor. He's got great quality with his right foot. He loves taking defenders on, but his crossing ability tonight has been so poor.
Yeah, normally is reliable, isn't he, in that department. Borough looking to break forward with Mowat. Mowat feeds it wide to Giles, and Giles is quick, and he skips away down the touchline, left-hand side, midway inside the Sunderland half. Then he tries to go around to Jaku, and he does go past him. He has Mowat with him in support. Mowat goes back to Clark. Borough desperate for this second goal. They don't need another goal, but they wouldn't half like one. We'll make the last few minutes. They conceded late on at Watford, didn't they, to lose the game there. Is there more late heartbreak for the men in red? Middlesbrough, ball over the top. Watmore had a challenge there. He's seen off O'Nien, and Watmore's into the area. The red shirts are coming. Watmore to win it for Borough, straight at the keeper. Shovels it away only as far as Crooks, who bundles it over. Another Borough chance goes begging. It's still 1-0.
He's had two brilliant opportunities, Duncan Watmore, and it's all down to himself by just being strong and running in behind. Again, he works it really well onto his right foot. He gets his shot away, doesn't even look into the 18-yard box to see if he can just have a simple pass across the goal. Gets in there, he's very positive, works it onto his right foot. It's a nice strike, a simple save for the goalkeeper, but the follow-up again, rushed and panicky a little bit.
Borough looking for their second win of the season. They're looking to move out of the bottom three. And Sunderland picking up high up the field. Diallo skips away. Howson was seen to tackle him from behind there, but he got the ball in the opinion of the referee, and Dyche steals off on a mazy run, but he's turned into trouble, and Evans has nicked it, and there could be a chance here for Diallo. He gets in behind. Diallo on debut. Can he find a finish? He went for the back heel to Sims, and Sims overran it. Diallo had all the time there. He should have got an effort on target.
And what an opportunity. Diallo, he's done great. He's got away from his marker. He's got it onto his strong left foot. Just pull the trigger. Don't try something cute in the last few minutes of the game, trying to find your teammate Sims, who's just in behind you. Get your shots away. Ask the question of the goalkeeper.
Here comes Clark. Can he find a delivery now? Towards the byline he goes. Drives across it. It's blocked and behind for a Sunderland corner. 3.5 minutes of the 90 remaining. There's no doubting the men from just up the road at Sunderland are ending this one much the better. Can they find a goal? Embleton gets it from the short corner. corner. Flying save from the keeper there. Roberts gets the ball away. Everybody back for Borough. Sunderland going forward. The Borough fans trying to roar their team home here. Clark has it wide on the left. He goes past Jones again. He's gone down, and it's out for a goal kick.
Well, Jack Clark's done neither of anything there, to be honest with you. I mean, he's run, he's not really tried to take his full back on with more intent to try and get it onto his left foot or his right foot. He eventually goes to ground with a bit of a shove. I mean, it was like the wind had blown him over. You know, you're chasing an equalising goal. Just stretch your left foot out at it and try and get a corner or cross the ball or do something. But again, you know, a brilliant play from Liam Roberts as that ball came in just before that. I mean, we're seeing that chance now. He has to shoot, Mark.
He's got a chance on his left foot,
absolutely. If it gets blocked, fine, you've done the right thing, you've tried to do the right thing, but don't try a little pullback flick like that to Ellis Sims. Get your shot away. I know he's young and he's naive and he wants to try and impress his teammates, but impress them by sticking the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, make yourself a Sunderland hero with a goal on Derby Day, but time is running out. Riley McGree's goal on 25 has Borough in front. You'd have to say deservedly based on the first half, but Sunderland have pushed and have created a few half chances. But Roberts, when he has been needed, has come up with saves on every occasion. 2 of the 90 remaining. Tony Mowbray prowls up and down the touchline. Is this going out for a goal kick? It is. Sunderland then will want to get it down the other end. Chris Wilder's about to make changes here. Mark Bowler is about to come on, and Tommy Smith. So 2 defensive changes here. As it's going to be Alex Mowat is one of those making his way off the field. I always feel a little bit hesitant with this fourth official. I'm not quite who's going. You never know, do you? It's like a raffle. Whose numbers he pulled out?
Upside down numbers and all kinds has been going on tonight.
Rodrigo Muniz makes way as well. Showed patches in the first half, had a couple of headers, certainly one in the second half when he headed it down. He would have thought he could have done better. But Smith and Bowler come on as Chris Wilder maybe looks to work the clock here and take another few minutes out of the game. We're into the 90th here. I think there'll be at least 4, maybe 5 to be added on here at the end. Not done yet on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray. Borough 1, Sunderland 0. What are you seeing, Mickey?
Well, I'm just saying the 2 guys that have came on have basically came on as wing-backs. It's a flat-back 5 that Middlesbrough have gone into now. I don't think you'll be seeing wing-backs over the next couple of minutes coming over the halfway line. They just want to see this game out, keep a clean sheet, 3 points on the board in a derby game, and Chris Wilder will be thrilled to pieces.
Well, that is it, isn't it? Clean sheet and they win from here. Would be their first of the season. Sunderland are passing it around in their own end of the field here as we await the fourth official. He's poised. Sunderland are just rolling it around at the back at the moment. 7 added on minutes, so 7 minutes for the Borough fans to endure. That may be the case here on TalkSport 2 tonight. Sunderland will be buoyed by that. You get the feeling they'll get one chance.
Well, is it 7 or is it 1 minute? We don't know, Mark, with this fourth official guy, do we? But let's go with 7. And yeah, look, they've got to try and go for it now. They have to try and get themselves an equalising goal. Come away from the Riverside with something if you possibly can. No, it hasn't been a brilliant performance from Sunderland. It's been excellent from Middlesbrough. They've done the job what they had to do in the second half, still created chances. But this is the hard bit. If you're not playing well in games, seeing a game out.
Clark has just made a good run in behind there. He was brought down by Smith, who crunches into the tackle. I think the referee's going to deem that was a foul. That was overzealous from Tommy Smith. Went flying in on Embleton. That was reckless, wasn't it?
Well, he went into his pocket there, the referee. I thought he was going to pull a red card out. I mean, until we see the replay, but it was the follow-through from Smith. I mean, he's won the ball. It's a brilliant challenge, but we all know momentum in that follow-through after you've won the ball. It looked a little bit nasty. He's been given a yellow card. Oof, now that. I mean, it's a good job he's won the ball, because that is a nasty challenge.
It is, and it's given a free kick here, and this is a chance now. So Smith, who's been on for less than 60 seconds, is in the book. 4th Borough player booked tonight. And Sunderland here have got a chance. Elliot Embleton, who tested the keeper Roberts, floats the ball into the far post. Too easy for Roberts. When you've got a big centre-forward like Ellis Sims, you've got all the boys up from the back, you've got to give them a chance to get your head on the ball.
It's just so poor. I mean, you can't do that. Tony Mowbray scratching his head and looking at the ground. He must be absolutely seething inside, because the quality just has not been there in the final third. The crossing into the box tonight has been so shabby. Really, really poor. You get to a point where, I've just mentioned before, players are tired, you make mistakes. Well, giving the goalkeeper an opportunity just to pluck that one out of the sky with nobody around him at all, it's just terrible.
Could be a chance here for Bowler, goes sliding in under Jack Hood as well to hold off. We've had 2 of the minimum 7. Here's Embleton on the half turn, tries to feed Sims, but Fry got first run on him, and Fry again, as he has done tonight, just plays it safe and kicks it out for a throw in. Invites more pressure. I think maybe he could have kicked that a little bit further away from goal.
He could have done. I mean, no complaints with him tonight, Mark. He's been absolutely fantastic, Fry. Come back into the team tonight, not let anybody down. Whenever the ball's been in his vicinity, he's done his
Embleton,
job.
which that's a great ball in, good clearance away. Really good bit of defending at the far post. Ball's headed around edge of the area. Sims tries to get a header on it. Will it fall for Sunderland? No, it's volleyed away by Smith. And now Watmore's giving chase, and Watmore shows a burst of pace, and he's going to win a throw-in. That's the type of effort that gets you over the line in the closing stages.
Top class, absolutely top class from Duncan Watmore there. Chasing lost causes, the ball's bouncing in the air, never give it up. Brings out a mistake from Sunderland, who just have to clear the ball out of play. And listen to that, that's just from somebody winning the ball back. That's what you needed to see more in this game. Absolutely top class.
Borough 1, Sunderland 0. The 90 have been played. We're up halfway through, the minimum of 7 to be added on. Here is Giles. Giles gets to the byline. He's just going to keep it in the corner. No interest in getting a cross in, and he's lost it. Then he wins it back. Then he's lost it. Then he's won it back again, and it's out for a goal kick. And he's furious. He thought that should have been a corner. Sunderland running out of time here. Sims and Diallo wait on halfway. They need to get forward a little bit faster now. Tony Mowbray's side, who got off to a winning start last week, Mowbray. Well, they've been on the back foot for large parts tonight. McGree's goal in that first half, due reward for Middlesbrough, a good value for the lead at the break. Sunderland have been better second half, but they've got nothing to show for it yet. Here goes Bailey Wright, slides it to Sims. Sims back to goal, fires it and smashes it, but too high over the top. The power was there, but the precision wasn't.
It's a very tight angle, isn't it, for Sims? Oh, he gets the ball in the 18-yard area. He takes it wide with his first couple of touches. Lovely diagonal pass, good play to get the ball into Sims. And to be honest, he's got to take the strike on, Mark. As you point out, there's nobody else in the box. I mean, the last couple of minutes of the game, if you're going to lose the game, lose it 2-0. But try and get players forward, put them in the box to get you that equalising goal. And you can't complain at Sims there for taking that shot on with a tight angle. He had nobody to play the ball to.
Well, this place was rocking at 7 o'clock when the fans started to come in. They're making plenty of noise now. They've had a bit of a nervy last half an hour or so, but they're almost there. As the ball back, shocker for Patterson. He got an awful back pass from Danny Barton as he went to volley it clear. Jones was there, he kicked it at Jones, and thankfully for Sunderland it went behind for a goal kick. Could have gone anywhere.
Well, I mean, it's a mistake from the goalkeeper, but he just mentioned his name again now, Mark. It's Jones, the furthest player forward. He's been terrific tonight. I mean, he's given every ounce of energy that he needed to in a derby game tonight. What a performance from the young man.
Jack Clark finds Neil down the touchline. Can Neil win a corner? Ball rolls out, it's a goal kick. I think when Jack Clark gets on the Sunderland bus tonight, he'll have a look just to check that Jones isn't sat next to him, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he might need carrying on the coach tonight, Jack Clark. I mean, his head's been spun, hasn't it, from first minute to the last minute. Isaiah Jones is now in a midfield position, actually. He's come out of that back line. But, I mean, what a player they've got on their hands here. We've been talking about him now for about a season and a half. And he's living up to the hype, isn't he? I mean, he's a wonderful talent, and he gives everything to his team.
We're inside the final minute. Chris Wilder has a drink, looks at the fourth official, says how long? A minimum of one more. Borough with Jones down the right hand side. Watmore says send it to the corner flag, but Jones is just going to keep it. running out time. Is it going to be a second home win of the season for Middlesbrough? Well, they've conceded a throw-in in Sunderland now. Just got to hoof it and hope that they get some kind of bounce. But again, there's only Sims on the halfway line here. Sunderland are passing it around in their own 18-yard box. That's a foul. That was unnecessary from Bowler. That will just give them one last chance here, Sunderland. And they've just got to go long. We're into time added on of time added on here. The Riverside whistles. They want the final whistle. The roar will tell you everything. 4.5 years since these two last met. And Middlesbrough beat their old foes again. Ryland agrees goal on 25 minutes. With Tony Mowbray. His return to the Riverside is one of defeat. Chris Wilder has a clean sheet. Middlesbrough have got 3 points. The home fans are lapping it up. Pritchard missed a gilt-edged Sunderland opportunity inside 6 minutes. Maybe that was the deciding point into the game. Giles Cross, wonderfully controlled by McGree, who found a finish to fire Borough into a deserved lead at the break. Sunderland were much better second half, but truth be told, I'm not sure they ever recovered from the loss of Ross Stewart in the pre-match warm-up. Sunderland tried, but they didn't have the quality. For Borough, it was all about the win, and tonight they have it. Here on TalkSport 2 at the Riverside, it's finished. Middlesbrough 1, Sunderland 0.